Hey guys, new video here. Atlas strategy as of March 14th, Synthesis League 2019. So I got a lot of questions in my chat. What does your Atlas look like? What are your plans for it? What is the best? How can I sustain my T15, T16? And last night on stream, we finally started sustaining. So I'll talk about what I kind of did with my red maps, and then hopefully like you'll understand like why I'm doing the 15-16 strategy I'm doing. And then at the end of the towards the later part of the video, I will kind of explain like maybe what steps you should take to get up to a point where you can decide on a strategy. So right now I have T15, and that is my moon temple. It is shaped, so I had to get the T10 Shaper's Orb on here. And then my T16 is Elder Burial Chamber. So after killing Shaper in the Zaba quest line, it has to be part of the quest line to get that Shaper's Orb. I used it on this. This is originally a T6 map, and the Elder's Orb makes it a T16. So what does this mean? That means if I run my T15s, right, which I'm usually doing right now, I'm running mostly Moon Temples because it's such a crazy map. If a T15 would drop, it would have to be a Moon Temple, and if T16 were to drop, it has to be a Elder Burial Chambers. The way I did that is I unspec'd all of my Jardians here, so that's -4 Atlas bonus. And then I also, if I type up here tier 15, I also unspec all of my tier 15. This is how you get it so that the T15 and T16 slots are always dropping the Moon Temples or the Burial Chambers here. Now for the T16 TV, you can do whatever you want. I just felt that it was really good because right now the reliability of Moon Temple makes it so the stain, it isn't exactly easy, but it's fair. And so like if I were to sell an Elder Burial Chambers, it is very expensive. So what I'm actually kind of doing is I'm running the Moon Temples, and I'm actually starting to sell my T16s, okay? Because it's like at the beginning of the league, it's a lot of money, and then the T15, you know, I'm okay running that because, you know, I'm only losing 1 tier. And an added bonus is that the way I roll my maps, besides like chiseling alchemy and then corrupting it, the corruption can turn a T15 into a T16. So your cheap T15, well, relatively cheap T15 map that you can hopefully sustain, the corruption into a T16 Whale Temple map that can sell maybe like 20 or upwards of 20C depending on the rolls. And then if you corrupt this, I believe it becomes a Lair of the Hydra. So if you corrupt T15 into Lair of the Hydra, I believe that can sell for 30C, right? Because what's happening is like people are right now, at least in the league, the Jardian maps are very much necessary, right? Everyone has to do it for Atlas completion if they want to do that, or they have to do it because you need to run these maps twice to farm Uber Elder. So, you know, pretty darn good sales. And if you look right here in my sell tab, I currently have 4 temples for sale and then 3 T16 hydras for sale. So that's going pretty nicely. It generates a lot of muns, and the moon temples right now I think are about 15C, 16C. So I've been sustaining my T16s by almost 1-to-1 by running Moon Temples, and then I can sell the corrupted Moon Temples, which are only, if you think about it from a value perspective, of 15C, even if you were to buy them, and then you can sometimes sell them for 16C, for 30C, which covers you know, 2 more Moon Temples. So this kind of like a little feedback loop allows you to finally sustain. Now, I know what you're wondering, like, how do I get to this point if I'm starting from scratch? And if you watch my stream from StreamVOD from yesterday, that's kind of what we did. From scratch, let's say you have all your Atlas bonus completed. So like my Atlas right now for this strategy is perfect. There is no way I can min-max this anymore. 150 is basically every map except for the T15, T16s is Shaper completed. I have my extra Sextant from the Elder, from Uber Elder. I have all my unique maps completed for the extra Atlas bonus. And so like let's say you get to this point, right? You go through your farming, you have all your white maps, yellow maps, red maps completed, and then finally you're like, okay, let's try to sustain a higher tier map because once again it's better XP, especially good for Sulfity, right? If you want to farm Nico, the T15, T16 maps will give you much more than the lower tier, so that you'll be able to delve down to monster level 83 in the delve much faster with more Sulfity, and that will give you more cities. Now the cities, why are they good? They don't give XP right now because they're bugged, but the Atlas chests, the cartographers chests that are in the abyssal cities, the primordial ruins, and the whale outposts, you know, they give a lot of maps, and essentially you will be sustaining in a roundabout fashion by doing delve as well. Okay, so really good stuff. Everyone knows that delve is kind of OP, and so let's say you're just starting out, and now you've gone through. I would really recommend pushing the Zadaba mission, right? Because her mission will give you your Shaper's orbs, and you might as well go straight up as fast as you can and get your Shaper and Uber Elder killed when it's procced on her mission, because you know, you want that extra sextant as fast as possible. Every map is now affected by 5 sextants, and if you get 4 sextants, which is usually what you'll be doing because you'll be unspecking if you want to do 1 or 2 maps, that extra sextant does add a lot of monsters and will help with your city. You might as well do it now rather than later, because let's say you don't do your Uber Elder now and you just like you have these uncompleted or whatever, you're gonna have to complete them later anyways, right? So you might as well like do it now and get the bonus of an extra sextant, extra bunch of monsters or cool affixes on your map, rather than waiting until, you know, the prices of maps go down, and then you won't be making as much from these early sales. So after you've done all that, the way that I did it, right? Let's say you started with 0 T15s, 0 T16s. This is nothing at all, right? But you have, let's say, a few hundred chows, which is what I started with. What I did is I used a I used a Underground Sea tier 4, and I used 4 sextants. So 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, on this. And then I would chisel to 20%, make it rare, and then use, let me show you. I used this mod right here, Elder, because this will make the map you put in T16. I put in some sack frags and things like that. I proc some prophecies, you know, the Tempest prophecies at 30% quantity, and sometimes I even proc like Plague of Rats and stuff like that. And so I'll use this and it'll make a T16, and I would farm that a little bit to kind of get a few drops. Like that was like, it was all right. Gave me some moon temples, a few. I had like elder cells at the time. That's why this is sextanted. But that gave me a few T16s, few T15s there. It's a 15C cost, but once again, if you're going to buy the elder maps, it's almost double that. So you might as well do this at first. I also tried something kind of special. I tried Arachnid Tomb T16 by putting in a tier 8 Arachnid Tomb. Once again, Chiseled Alchemy, because you know how like that Reddit post where like it was confirmed by the devs that like the upper adjacent level maps do have more chance of dropping. So I was like, what if I run this and I get more T16 cells? And I tried that and I got a few cells from that, and you know, a few moon temples. And then so I kept doing that, and it costs a lot. But then as you sell your red maps, and it's very important to sell your red maps, right? And what happens? Oh, wait, what is this? What is this exchange? I'm not even on the exchange. So it is very important to sell your red maps 11 through 14, I guess, with this strategy, because right now they are super cheap. For example, Race Course is like 8 or 9C. You know, Shrine is extremely popular right now if you can sell that. And like all these maps, they will cover the cost of your map device roll. And as I was selling a lot of the lower tier red maps, I was funding my Elder roll on mostly like this map and this map. So then once I got a few moon temples, let me show you right here. So once I got a few, I only have like 13 cells right now. I'm switching to Burial Chambers, by the way. Then what you do is I would chisel and I would alchemy, and then I would corrupt it. And you might be wondering, well, what if you corrupt it? You can't run, you know, Harbinger, because the thing about this is that if you use this Elder mod on like, let's say like this white map here, you don't get an additional Zaba roll, right? Because that is the roll. You can't like add, like you can't make it T16 and add like Beyond, Harbinger, whatever, right? So the good part about running a natural map, right, a natural T15 here, is that when you are able to run this, you can put it into the map device, right, after you've rolled it the way you want, and then you can add like a Harbinger, you can add like whatever else you want, or you can guarantee the corruption, because running the converted to T16 map device modifier doesn't it has a chance of corruption, but it's not guaranteed, and corruptions are very powerful. So like this one, I just moused over 45 pack size, 139 quantity and stuff. So then what I did is I started running my Moon Temples, and Moon Temples got pretty crazy. So I've always said from last league running the T16 Moon Temples that the monster count and the lack of chests and things like that in the Moon Temple make it a very good map to run. And I finally started sustaining the T15 T16s, and it felt really good. The investment once again is the 4 Chisels, the 1 Alchemy, and then the Corruption, the 1 Whale Orb, which is very cheap right now as well, but it's like about 1C. The only thing I re-rolled before I corrupted was Cannot Regen, because for my build it is a little bit annoying, and I ran everything else. And then after that, I didn't actually run an additional modifier here, because I just got a layer of Hydro Sail, but I'm not going to do this trade right now because I'm in the middle of the video. I didn't run any of these because it would have added a Whale Orb cost additionally, but I've been able to sustain without the Zob modifier, so that's pretty great. And so far, you know, we're still working on it. I'd still like to build up a pool, a bigger pool hopefully, but that'll happen once I get my delve down to monster level 83, right? So definitely supplement your delves. And once again, I'm going to sell my T16 while the price is high. I'm actually not going to run it, because the way I think about it is like, if I can do this, it's only 1 tier lower, I'm getting good XP, and then make the sales, get the exalts from like if I sell this for like say upper 20s, right, it's like less than 4 maps for 1 exalt, and then you gotta start buying doctors and stuff. If you are maybe a more casual player and it's gonna take you a long time to save up maybe the few hundred C backup that you need to like start trying once you get everything done, or you don't have everything done, I really recommend choosing a low tier map with a good div card, and then ouch and going on that. So for example, alleyways, this league drops the Saint's Treasure, right? And as exalts go up, the Saint's Treasure card goes up in price as well. It's not like that rare, and so what you could technically do is like you could just run like T6 alleyways, right? Remove all your T6, T7s if you want, and then just run this over and over until you have a good base of currency to start trying to push your Atlas and start trying to push like T15, T16s. So that's what I'm doing right now. I hope that helps some of you guys. And if you have any questions, you can ask on my stream. Okay, bye everyone. Bye.